Okay, let's call to order the June meeting of the Montgomery County Industrial Development Agency. Rise to the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right. Okay, everyone should have the minutes from the April meeting in your packets, both the marketing committee and the regular meeting. The comments, additions, corrections? If not, motion to approve.
Make motion.
Cheryl, Brent, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Any communications? Sir? I see we have someone from the public. Anyone in person or online with a public comment? No? No? Okay. All right, chair's report, just very brief. Want to welcome our newest board member, Mr. Mark Kelly. For many years, happy with him. And as happenstance would have it, I was cutting a check to the IRS today.
Bad, Martin.
Yeah, so it's mostly for my fair share. All right, any director's report?
See, just a couple of quick things. It looks like we're pretty close to getting the closing done with construction.
Okay.
That we should be expecting a wire transfer any day. The county planning board did review their site plan application at Monday's meeting, and they approved it, so it's being sent back to the town board. The planning board approved it, and it's likely that they're at the meeting. So, I would assume that when construction this year or early next spring. We did have a good meeting with, we actually had Penn LLC in here along with Pembroke with regards to the exit 29 site. So there's a resolution that I did put in front of you guys that we'll talk about that when we get to that point.
Okay. Thank you, Ken. Sheila?
Yep, financials are included in your packet. Nothing unusual to report on the balance sheet or income statement. Very little transactions we've had over the last couple of months. Also wanted to mention, one of the board members had asked to look into potentially getting a CD investment, a certificate of deposit investment. So I called Community Bank out in Amsterdam, and I spoke with them. He kind of indicated that he wanted a little bit more, not substantial, but permanent info as to how much that we might want to, contribute to the CD, whether we would, move our accounts there at some point, instead of where they're currently at NBT Bank. So he had a little outstanding questions that he wanted to clarify, I think, before he actually gave us a set rate. He was going to give me kind of a potential rate, but he didn't get back to me on that, so I'm not sure what that is. However, MBT, I reached out to them, talked to Melanie over here at our fund desk office, because that's who I usually do deal with when we have any kind of changes or anything. She gave me, I did an example, or a sample for you guys, based on $1 million. Do $1 million CD rate would be approximately 3.45% for a 14 to 90 day certificate of deposit. The rate would go down, accordingly, depending on how much we wanted to increase the days, the rate goes down, that's normal. So I did a quick review of if we were to keep it in the money market account, which currently earns a 2.4% interest rate, versus the 3.45, we were to put it into a CD for 30 days, we would stand to gain $892 a month or $10,704 per year on $1 million. So I just want to throw those numbers out to you guys. And if anybody, wants to pursue it, we can, call that community bank and, see if we can't get a more substantial, rate. So those are the numbers. If you guys, again, if you want to go over them, individually. I also did a 1.5, which turned out to be just over $16,000 per year, more. And again, it's based on $1 million or $1 million. Any questions on those or anything? I know, like, if we do investments, I know, like, currently don't do anything now. Our money market account isn't considered an investment account. So I know that the auditors have to do a little bit more work, if we were to have, certain an actual investment account. We have to do a little more work. But other than that, the downfalls or anything that were to move some of the money from the money market.
Looking to make a major purchase in the near future, it's not as bad.
Well, and that's why I did just $1 million, even though our balance is $6 million now with the closing of the Amazon project, we do have, a little bit of a balance there. But, Ken and I were talking and, we've got some so-called plans. So you want to have the money, a little bit accessible. And that's why I just kind of did a 30-day, so that, if we did need the money, then, we would, only have a very small penalty if one at all.
Okay. I mean, we obviously, Brett, don't anticipate, doing $2-3 million of expenditures out of our money market in the next 6-7 months. But we do have some things that we're we'll discuss a little bit.
And even if we want to move, we could move 2 million or 3 million, for 6-7 months, we could do that too. We
Yeah.
can gain a little bit more interest. There's a little bit of paperwork involved, so Chair and all you guys would have to go in and sign for, 2 of you, maybe. Yeah, that's that. So on to the revolving loan fund report. Everyone's current on that now. I did speak to Flooring Authority, and we brought herself up today.
Okay, great.
Oh, yes, motion to approve the financial transactions.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any motion on revolving loan? Okay. All right, on to marketing. Vinny?
Yeah, so this month, Small Business Month, we're gonna do Sim Golf in Amsterdam. We're waiting on the back to come in from Ron Diger. So I spoke with Mark, we're gonna start, bring back the Business Spotlight Series. We reached out to the gun company, formerly PCT. Hopefully we can meet with them and kind of do more of a, lengthier, profile on them. And then, I think, me and Mark talking to if we do that every few months or something that would mean something like that.
Yeah, just a little background on that. We had one of our global sourcing leaders from GE Vernova in the area, and I spent 2 days touring all of our suppliers. And when we got to gun, I just thought it would be nice for inside the county if we showcase the existing companies.
Yeah.
But they're doing a ton of good things there, and they're very vibrant. So, and they're looking to hire the right people and develop the workforce. So it could be a good way to, here's what we do. If you're interested, here's the type of careers we're looking for. And so,
What do you think, Tony, last time I said?
well, they got the PCT former ECT on Wallens Corners Road, they make, specialty components for our, for the generators that make the electricity. Very specialized, so they supply not only GE, but they supply, globally. So, that was just one thought on
Pick back on that, one concern would be the location for them. They transition, they've been sold in the last 12 months.
that. Yeah,
That you can see it, I think there's a lot of in between or spacings and accommodation.
Yeah, well, they-
somewhere in a county could. It's tough.
I know there's.
yes. Well, I didn't realize they bought the former Rayco facility
Yeah.
on Edson Street.
Yeah, so they're on Edson Street, drop on
And
Wallens
they're-
Corners.
It's split two.
But they've specialized, they've moved all their machining operations to Edson Street and then, but, no, I think it would be good, Vinny, so thank you for that. You followed up right away.
Yeah. Doing that going forward too, with companies, just even in Hampton, there's a lot of businesses, some of these old warehouses that people just don't realize are. We've still been meeting with companies, we've met with Mohawk Lifts, a few weeks ago. GFA grant season, so we have a couple companies that may be looking to apply for grants as well. We're also doing a video for Plain, just a general, general highlight video of Fort Plain for the downtown businesses and just community. Mary, I saw a video of another local town somewhere else that liked the video, so we're gonna try to replicate that as well. In regards to tourism, we have the farmers market that we helped launch last weekend. It started. Say it went pretty well, 200+ people the first week. And I believe they're gonna do a ribbon cutting for the next few weeks as well, actually next weekend. Got to be about 250 this year, so there's gonna be a bus tour next week. We got $15,000 to utilize for American 250 events, so that money is being spent on a bus tour where they're gonna take people free of charge throughout the entire county and hit pretty much every sort of stop, and it's gonna be a guided tour by Normal, and we're also doing a video by the streaming services to advertise on our historical places throughout the county, and then we're getting some booklets printed, some print material, so that's what that money's gonna be spent for. We also have the tourism grant that we're gonna be doing Friday. That was the tourism infrastructure grant that we brought back, $30,000. People can apply up to, that's the whole pool of money, but they can apply to up to $30,000 worth of, equipment, benches, parks, signage, something infrastructure wise that's gonna last. I also have the On the Canals event. We received money to do these smaller events on the canals, and the Canal Corp and the Power Authority gives money to do free events. So we have 3 events planned. July 1st is a paddle and a kayak with the St. John's Lot 33 event. July 2nd is a kayak to a bike with the Schoharie Crossing Hill. They kayak the Schoharie Aqueduct, Lot 12, and then they bike back to and then the third one is a biking guided tour with Kelly, our historian. That's July 8th on Fort Plain, St. John, going back.
I was surprised, did any of you catch on the news, they said how much income comes from them? Yeah, $1.5 billion or something. Many people from out of the country, I never realized how popular that bike path.
I've been down at Michael's, and there's been people from Germany down there having breakfast. It's like,
Yeah, and their tourism office, we just got, something that's out there from Australia stuff, did want to tell you that?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Not from Australia, they're on the bike path and they stopped in the office.
Same with the boaters on the river. It's interesting to talk to people when they're down there. You meet people from all over.
Cycle of the Year Canals in July too, so we got, 600 people that will be spending the night in Canterbury's doing stuff on that as well.
Really kind of the same, but Jerry School.
Yeah. And, just a side note, we're the county executive. I actually went down to Northeast Regional Food Bank a couple months ago, and they're gonna be doing a monthly distribution, drive-through distribution for the food bank. First one we're looking at is 2:30 in St. John, so we're hoping to have one monthly and have a permanent location at Canterbury, Powell, and Bridge, some plots there. We're working through with the payment real quick.
Let's promote some of those golf courses in this county too.
Yeah,
This time it is.
Yep.
that's it on my end. Anyone has any questions?
Thank you, Vinnie. Okay, any unfinished business? All right, thank you. All right, on to new business.
Yeah, this one here is one that we were awarded, within February of 2020.
Last year.
2025. Staff and they have been working through the state of New York to get WPE and SDVOB waivers on this because we're going with the contractor that, right to them, they didn't have it. So this is that winter school grant. They can refresh your memories on that, exactly what students are going to accomplish for the county, but we've made it through that process. So now we're at the point where we can, we did sign the agreement with Empire State Development, the grant award with them. And we are now at the point where we can execute the contract with Wonder School so that they can start going. We'll probably maybe do 2 drawdowns on this. It was for 300,000, so we'll probably do, 2 drawdowns through the course of this. I mean, we're okay with cash flow right now. That's the agency. And then they go ahead, refresh their memories. I will.
Yeah, so Wonder School is a business, so what they're doing is they pretty much are looking to help us facilitate the opening of 10 new childcare facilities, mainly in-home facilities, but they could have, someone wants to have an establishment or a bigger facility, they would help with that as well. But pretty much they are a full service agency, they recruit, market, and find people that want to establish a daycare. They help them through the entire process of, going through the paperwork, regulations, anything they have to do to get open, but they also do training. So they do training, mentorship, and like apprenticeship as well, and have the financial services and business services in the background as well. So they're helping businesses. They have a platform for, community outreach, parent engagement, anything to do with the business. So really it's a full service and they help the biggest thing is they help with the business aspect of running and operating a daycare. So they have a platform that they allow them to use on that side of things. And again, they have pretty much a 24/7 hotline for mentorship, questions, that nature. So the goal is to open 10 new facilities in the area.
So I understand it, then the money flows through ESD to the IDA and the IDAs versus the orange schools. No,
No, when we execute the contract, there'll be an upfront payment to Wonder School, and then it'll be, we quickly do that in 3 disbursements to Wonder Schools.
Yeah, the first one was 100 upfront, and then 2 more dispersed.
okay,
From the idea, because ESP grants, as you know, Chris, are all reimbursement based.
Yeah.
And benchmark.
Yes, they're giving us the funds for our franchise.
Yeah. Yep, there's no cost to the payments.
what's it, $270,000?
Yeah, 270 and IAs 30.
Then you mentioned these are intended to be home-based, so
Yes.
likely be either sole proprietorships or small LLCs.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, if there is, someone wants to establish.
But not a lot of employees, maybe what they're intended to be.
Correct.
Yeah, this is more geared toward obviously Mark. I mean, the big thing that we're hearing from a lot of employers and this is something we're saying about New York is that childcare is, people, try to, go to work days, so if childcare opportunities there.
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, that's where our kids went to, a home base. So it's great. I like the approach. Okay.
We got through the Empowered grant, and it seems like ESD is kind of gonna use this potentially as a pilot program, see if it, obviously, we want to be successful, and if it is successful, maybe start going it throughout the region as well.
Okay, you got zoning issues, all of that too, though.
Well, like any small home-based business, you
There's
have,
one that opened in Hagen and everybody's complaining about it, and so that.
So Chair, the only thing I add is this resolution ratifies the act of the ID entering into the individual ESD and it authorizes the ID to enter into the agreement. Motor school.
okay, appreciate that. All right then, introducing resolution 26-12. Authorizing the Montgomery County Industrial Development Agency to accept the grant funding that we just mentioned from the New York State Empire Development relating to the Wonder School Incorporated project, and B, execute and deliver various documents in connection therewith. The comments made by council. Anything else? All right, any other discussion? No motion needed?
No,
Oh, yeah, that's okay, okay. We get a motion? Yeah. Cheryl, roll call?
Interrupt. Cheryl Reese.
Hi.
Mark Walchek,
Aye.
Brett Place,
Yes.
Jessica Seer.
Aye.
Martin Kelly. And Matthew Patrick absent.
Team sure,
All right, motion carries, thank you. All right, at this time, we are going to exit for a short executive session to discuss the finances of a company. Motion to enter, Cheryl, seconded by Brent. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right, we will enter executive session. Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Okay, motion to exit executive session with no action taken. Cheryl, second by Brent. All in favor?
Hi.
Aye. All right, we're out of executive session, continuing new business with no action taken. Thank you, council. All right, now on to resolution 26-13, revolving loan fund action item.
Resolution recommending revolving loan fund approval for the Heated View Systems LLC and Tempertech Manufacturing LLC. We need a motion in a second.
I'll sponsor.
I'll second.
Discussion?
No condition.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, and that's kind of, that's part of our normal closing process. It's kind of.
Okay,
Cheryl Reese,
Hi.
Matthew Beck is absent, Mark Patrick,
aye.
Brent Everplace,
I have to abstain.
Jessica Seer, Dan Roth,
Aye.
Brian Kelly. Sorry.
Just so you know the process, we had this resolution on the county legislative committee meeting next Tuesday night. You don't need to be there. We'll be there. I'm gonna be happy to meet you, and then if everything goes well, then we'll get a full approval from the county legislature at their at their meeting, their full board meeting on the fourth Tuesday of this month. And then you'll be in contact with Sheila throughout. The appraisal back. Everything looks good, and we'll go out to formal.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, please get my contact information. So you guys have 100. I live in Amsterdam. I work from home. I'd be glad to
Thank you.
get together for lunch. Okay, folks, we have one more new resolution.
Yeah, just a little background on this. We've been out there working with village officials, the two developers, both on the eastern and the western side of the site. Just to give you a pretty quick update. And LLC had been reaching out to each of the individuals, the municipality, discussing potential pilot and tax payments. That process is ongoing. Not LLC, Penrose, Penn, yeah. Not Penn, not Penn, we had the two similar names.
Yeah.
Penrose has been doing that. In fact, Penrose will be at the committee meeting for the county ledge in July to discuss where they are at with the project, their approval timeline, their estimate, state where they stand. I've done some borings out there over the past couple of weeks on the eastern side of the site. Penn LLC, which is quickly and the mixed use project with potential hospitality, commercial component and warehousing component. They have their PED application submitted. They submitted their escrow payment to the village of Canterbury, and now it's being reviewed by the PED for the village of Canterbury. And we're going through that process now, so we anticipate the first meeting after it's sent on the planning board will be probably the July planning board meeting for the village of Canterbury. So they're going full bore right now with their approval process. That kind of leads us to where we met with the village of Canterbury a couple of different times on site. We had an internal meeting here with both Penn LLC and Penrose in our office Monday. Right now, currently, if anyone wants to, Matt, over here, you'll have. We'll be there. Just go. Yep. Okay, so just to get your bearings here a little bit. Here's the Canterbury Creek, here's the eastern side of the site with the remaining 60,000 square foot buildings up. That's the Penn LLC side. This is obviously Penrose with the housing project over here. Here is the bridge that has to remain via the SHPO requirements that we have. Currently, what you have is there's a 4-inch main that actually runs down 5S now. which has obviously been there for decades and would be inadequate in size to really kind of sustain any type of development on the eastern side of the site. So what we're looking to do is to tap the 10-inch main here, run it down through, this is all owned by the county right now, kind of in as straight as possible and get it across the bridge and into the eastern side of the site, which then each individual component on the eastern side of the site could tap it with laterals individually. And then obviously there's the potential opportunity for Penrose to tap this 10-inch instead of the one on Church Street that is much older. You know, any developer will tell you they'd rather tap a new main than an older main, because it just, opens you up for issues. So what we've done is we did reach out to Lero, who is, who's totally familiar with the site, knows where everything is buried, knows what we have to deal with on this site, because, they took us through demo abatement. And they were the CM through this whole process. As we reached out to them to get some engineering costs just to design, go out to bid, be the CM for the installation of the 10-inch water main, which as we are the developers, right? We own the eastern side of the site. The county owns the western side of the site. So we're treating this as like we did with our business parks. We developed that. It was our responsibility to put in water, sewer, natural gas to get to the site. Dan's very familiar with it now. He's going in the town of Amsterdam for his project. He's responsible for putting in the water sewer to get to his site. So Lero did give us a cost estimate. I think Mark's on at 14.5 to do that. Obviously, we want to get moving on this because Quickly's and PEM LLC is ready to get into the ground as soon as they get approval.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get approval sometimes in the fall for them, and they want to get going, but at the very latest they want to get going early spring, depending on their approvals with the village. So I mean, we're gonna have to go to, we have to do the design, get to the permitting, and then go out to bid for this. We'll get a more concrete cost estimate, but I think in there they put a potential estimate of like 150, 200,000. Obviously, the IDA, we are in a good situation as far as cash flow. To get the project done and get it done in a timely manner. So that's kind of where we're at. This resolution, any questions?
Yeah, just fully support, but just a suggestion, do we want to have them consider additional fire hydrants there too?
There will be, we did discuss that, there would be, I believe we're gonna install for this 2 fire hydrants.
That's fine.
So that has been discussed, and then obviously, Mark, as they're going through the village planning board process, we could assume that because it is a PDP, that the village planning board and Delaware Engineering is required potentially additional hydrants on their side of the site. So,
DOH will review that, right, in there for DOH, they'll make that assumption.
The one thing I would add, Chair, is the IDAs in general, New York State are subject to procurement rules, unless there's an exception. One of the exceptions is professional services, which is reporting on page 3 of the resolution, the second whereas clause. It is to when you have an exception for procurement services due to special or technical skill, training, or expertise required to provide such professional services, accountability, reliability, responsibility, skill, competence, reputation, more than only of the selected firm. So this resolution just finds that the entering of the proposal in the engineering firm meets that exception for professional services. It's okay to use.
Thank you, Council. Sir. Anything else? Pretty straightforward. Who want to offer a motion? Dan? Martin? Second. Roll call.
Dan Rock.
Aye.
Anthony Beck is absent. Mark Quantrick.
Aye.
Brett Cudmeister.
Aye.
Cheryl Reese.
Aye.
Jessica Sears.
Aye.
Martin Kelly. Motion passed.
One more item, Chair, just give you guys a quick update. We did have our initial kickoff meeting about 4 weeks ago in relation to the regional business park study. So we are, we provided them information, so if they were looking for some deliverables that we had to get them so they can start their due diligence. They have been doing that. And we do actually have a follow-up meeting scheduled with them. And with our internal team, internal regional business partner team on, Wednesday, the 24th at 3 p.m. via Zoom. So we'll keep you guys posted throughout this whole process. So they've got their marching orders. They're working away and our internal team is working with them. It's a pretty good group. We got like 3 legislative representatives, some of them from the IDA. And,
So Zoom with them, but everybody
you
can.
can come here if you want. We can do the Zoom if you.
I'm kind of thinking I might.
Yeah, come here. We can do it right from here. No problem. Then at some point, we're hoping, anticipating October, we'll be back to you guys with recommendations and a final report. And then that'll be presented obviously to the county legislature to see, what the next steps are gonna be, but it would be a major investment in a multi-year.
One last thing, are we having a meeting in July?
As of right now, Cheryl, we don't have anything in front of us that I'm aware of, but obviously something could pop up.
No, I'm not either. So just full disclosure, I won't be here in case other people are not.
Yeah. As of right now, I don't anticipate.
Okay. Sure, just one, I guess it's new, should we, or Mr. Director, should we try to get a truck exit off the freeway?
There's. Point.
Between, like, for all the truck traffic between the distribution centers?
Let's see if Mary think about
You're not here.
Oh, he's talking-
he's talking here.
New exit,
it.
like by Dollar General or Helen Marks.
I just think at some point, that whole interchange that they have now, it's in 27 and ingress egress is gonna have to be probably addressed. Obviously, the queuing is pretty long sometimes on 5S, going down to the thruway, and then a bottleneck's there. Whether the answer, I'm not a traffic engineer, obviously, it's gonna become a state issue and thruway authority issue, but I'm sure it's honestly, and their bottlenecks are there, especially once Amazon.
But is there anything we can do as a IDA to say we've got this new business and it's?
We're the new business because Amazon has a traffic impact study and they have a through region.
So we got to look at it for 2 annuals. One, we had a resident engineer for the 5S Spanish school. They're cut and dry with exactly what they want. DOT is locked in for what they want.
Okay.
And I know there's a redesign with Amazon as part of the process, and DOT resident engineer was handling that situation. But that was spoke to at the local level, saying, hey, what fund is available?
Okay, good. Okay, thanks. All right, motion to adjourn.
If you guys don't learn anything else about Martin, you're gonna know he'll always be the first to adjourn the meeting.
If he doesn't return email.
Things in writing. Okay, then we have a motion to adjourn.
Martin meeting. Oh, I second it.
All in favor? All right. See you soon, everyone.